Oja mama kwa bam famla ke black media. Oja Odobia Adoye Edin Sembi Agyapade3 na abusia ena dia dutwam menim de nti a papa no se MPP fo aye ne boni o sese yi o abusia be ka se mre bi eye Hopeson Adoye eye expose of Agyapade documents ya ene achi mafias eye no bebre no eno obeka ho nsem na abusia se nsi yo was 322 eye enema bi wo hono ma wo mo de ahyehye eye Agyapade documents ni mu na abusia ene baba bedan na di a waka nsem bebre ade afa ho na unim se na nsantem oba monten be kan nsem bi se saade na MPP fo eye no ene achemfo eye ne se omo epese omu kunu no abusia Agyapade documents no se sansem ni na ewum se ono Hopeson Adoye no se oye na adwen se obi free MPP mu na obeteto omoto e wone ema bi a wo maya ene ne nkwa isa e wone nsem na no na wakoma page bi a sansem ni na ekoso ene mpanifo bebre din pie mu chama wuntimu mu nyina edin pie mu se de nti a chama wuntumi entimi nyina simpie bi aso mo ni din no wose spiritually woye kinkon e wo hunhum ma se eye chama ntwibu asia ko wuntumi yeso bebu ni din a ene obehata ne down because ono Hopeson Adoye no woye kinkon spiritual kinkon and a spiritual father MPP mu no obi asuru no including na adodan kwa akufo ado na achim man hene kura no asu osuru no kame ho ne nkwaje nkyiremu no mere sisiye
wo mo ana ye sa Agyapade oman na Agyapade e de ama wo mo so ate wo di wutumi amase ye mamesom obi se sa tumi na de ma no wo de ye Agyapade Ghana Agyapade nyina de ma na sefo and we are quiet now. Was to our foremost king of Oripeni, the progenies spread across this world, for whom and to whom alone this sacred document is prepared. Yes, I did wait in the share of Oripeni and Munyam. Ghana 40. Hey, careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paragraph 5.
Paragraph 5.
Was it currently? With Nanado in total control of the whole entity of Ghana, we have a duty to ensure that we take over the commanding height of the essential fabric of the country, in order that even in the event that Nana leaves the scene after the mandatory 8 years, the sons and daughters of Ochimai will be firmly secured and such control both financially and economically that we can no longer be ignored in the battle to control the destiny of Ghana. Ghana for Muntio. Memmo example say this is not a fiction.
Actual a planet.
It's working. Working. In the forward na me more bibi. What's it? We free 5. Now we back 7. Paragraph 7.
6, 7, yeah.
What's it? In doing this, we need to be strategic. We will have to work with other people from some of the diverse ethnic groups, including some carefully selected people in Ashanti and other diverse ethnicities or land. This would make them believe that they also have a hand in the pie. It will be obscure it will obscure any suspicion that the project is essentially an Oforupeni project. This point is crucial because with electoral politics, we have to have our eyes on the numbers in the electoral process. We cannot be blatant until we are completely secure in the endeavor. It is especially so because so far the Ashantis constitute the single most populous ethnic groups in the country. So, it is for the young man, and I say, according to paragraph 19, okay. Paragraph 9. Was it although the Ashanti group within the current MPP is gearing itself to take over the party after the next tenure in 2024? It will be ideal if we could work to bypass them in 2024. Now, with hard work, we could work to pass the mantle over to non-account person, preferably from the north, under whose presidency we could secure the maturity of our takeover projects. Where a prophecy I see. So being a trend down what church and say a fiction and the interest anybody know or a prophet. You who the papro so. I know a prophet. A serious issue. What's say Ashanti region and that's Ashanti for our MPP party no. Or more prepared some be take over from Nana Akufo-Addo. Yeko primaries. Alan Chamantin from Ashanti. Boacha Japo from Ashanti. Adoye move from Ashanti. Akoto from Ashanti. Kobna Japan from Ashanti. 5 people. 5. Out of 9 you say you know Mokoye. Kojo Poko is for Africa on 6. Yeah. So on yet no. So wamu nye say wamu be bypass Ashanti region. Traditionally, Ashanti region is superb, very strong. Otun for UK. Ya mano kwan ya beswano in the palanquin. Ewo UK. Akwesida no kwakodi no. Omo makwa ya beswano. Omo beji a whole street ni ya group ketene eyi. Ohini bia ni ho betima kwa side no. It is a sadia. Then let's catch the Ashanti politically. It is a betima ya so so a yampe obi a wo ye non-account person. Nyefa mano. See that man go go preview e bia na get. Hey, I'm gonna be back for preview e bia na get am me. But we move ahead, preferably a person from the north. They was and then me no work as a MPP Frabera over here. No. Official. But once so see sa prophecy no abam. So, mame emma one day. Na be good ochro muma we die. Book we dey mashada kind power. Asa be bia wo pesa wo kan so wa chro di egu ho. Se be ha wo mere. How mantra. Me pesa obi be wia, enti na ma chro di. Okay. Wo wia pa, wo bie ya no bia ho say media. So ne ete no. Hwe. Sa Labadi beach in Sensemu na Senate to na yenko any ade. Den ana director general of Senate Dr. Tinkran ye nadi obi amwo hu ne ye nadi debi letter no so timi se nipa o twere na bu afu pa papa no ye dey o me twa me hu o America basisi a onyafo nkola ye Galaway proceed on leave because now he was not in agreement on certain things. Now share the Agyapade3 is talking about Mamima head in answer. It's talking about banking. Banking. Okay, higher banking. Banking or what chim mother. Mother near Bank of Ghana. Biological children. Ghana indigenous banks. Banks no. And they were adopted children. Adopted children hona mekono. Absa Eco Bank Yimoni ne kai woman adopted. Now, on the adopted Eco Bank. Was it we have 2 routes of entry into the institution. First is through Senate, which has a seat on the board of Ecobank Ghana by virtue of its shareholding. The seat is occupied by the Director General of Senate. In phase 2 of our agenda, Kofi Bosompem Osafo-Maafo, who is a Deputy Director General of Senate, should be made the Director General to give him the seat on the Ecobank Ghana board. On the Ecobank Ghana board. And then we can say, who is the Director General of Ghana Senate? Bosompem. But take his seat in all. Nyama Besu. Secondly, Papa, we madam for me respecting no pandi. Ya born wife with him, pesa me ko ho. Wo de ma me si ho no. Wo nya popo de bi na kan ya wa. Wa be wo de wo mu. Wo be de. O pe say. O kwa bank. O kwa bank. Wo be ku se ne sitie. Hwe eti ye te ho no. Ama abusuanko baako. eje Ghana Agyapade nyina so Capital Bank pan fa so you go pakwasi ndum bank ene ni atwere wa ha
nya no de wa ha ene de sa portion no makan
eno ne aye no ha sei no now over under insurance ya wo mother your biological and you adopted so hu ne ate no now kwa ya omo fa so a ye pia SSC esi nchen ne ko fa enterprise insurance eno na ye bibia enterprise insurance wonim nura
kanu for that
dia government agibia ya force obia one fa enterprise insurance you are in trouble.
Hey, and as SIC na your mind there na e basa
ya jatu baby.
It's not easy.
Ya jatu baby. Hwe uko bank sector. Kwa ye fa so ya de data bank. E na ye bibia loans aye chichi na ani ade. Nipa ebushan ba ko pe. Ya do mu de ye gala we for. Who can we ya? Obi TMPP mbe so ye gina e ba be defend this rot. Na wuti honum na wo bre. Yes say to our future, present and unborn.
To omo ye ade na se be omo ma omo nyanwo omo mpo no omo mebre
what can you na wia or partner will say Ghana has say this tribe is going to be the movers and shakers of Ghana.
And indeed
It is a bibi bakoso a omo no kasape eno na obi abedi akire
obi abeti order from above
o pesika dia ye bibi a eho na obeko ene ade we are here, we are quiet. We benya obi no aba begina no wo defend it. Eish. I will not.
Na o mani mu ayetimi aboka ma ye ka ntia na ye pre carry forward.
Ye mo Ghana fama nipa ba ko. Ye nyina ye dia. Ye nyina ye dia. Hwe dom dia ba gwasindu. Ya dom dia no.
Atwra to dada.
Ya atwra to.
Ni din nyina wo.
Me pasa be kan ne honum no because of Sadi Wenti. So
okay.
Because of that enti me pesa me kan.
Ka me kwa so me bebo. Yeah,
Mami some example. What if you na ka say fictional? Then that writer we need to look for him. Now on professor on this country.
Hey.
Minim ya edin ya mabo din na chiro. The writer no mabo ni do madam Fopa.
You are sure Agyapade book no.
Madam Fopa, we dey mabo ni din chiro. As we are moving on. Mabo ni din chiro. What dey aboni din, what dey co-writers ni ade. Wo mo edin nwom bia hyehyehye o monza. The technical team led by DM Oforiata should further evaluate the following details in order to choose the appropriate site. Galamsey. According to this book, omo 332 Galamsey companies. Ni nyina ayi wa ha. Omo nie. Omo na hyehyɛ no. The Northern Gold Coast Enterprise. So and so Amanfi East. Wasa Amanfi East. Wo fa say ya Takwa Insoyom Municipal. Just every district they are there. Christian Nzima East. Omo chiche omo nyina gum. Eti wana ka che say Galamsey ebetu azie. Wana ka za zam ni show. Se beti metu azie dia na che say esese abansi samba. Wo say o mama. Wo say o mama. Mami to ade bako. Undermining oil and gas industries. What did he? Was it our mining as well as oil and gas strategies constitute a major plank of the blueprint for controlling the extraction of natural resources which God has generously bestowed on Ghana, particularly the Achim land. Was it to this end? A cursory look at the approved concessions should be looked at, as Santi Agyapade3 is to lead the process to take over this concession detail below and consolidate them into the standard Agyapade LLC incorporated in Jersey. Agyapade Ango Parliament. Sir, your mineral say you or moon eba bejeje royalties in the gaga. Adwene kese. The BT Ghana. Now, on this note, I will salute the minority in Parliament.
Yeah, and the mom who ye ding, so a mom penny.
Share Agyapade LLC incorporated in Jersey. Ya call register company no abrochiri. and the by a same rofu bi na ba be hweso amai wo hu dia e bo ha
Oforiata
da bi
hey azanti me dia to
o say o make sure say no mani nyina akoso ana parliament parliament bo mu galawe enye sanka ye mineral resources yi bia wo mu gigibia e kwa bujan babo. How can you live in a country like this? How can we live in the country like this? Ghana, baby, are you good in here? You know, Mamma Pono Honum, kama no. I had you now, automatic over. I didn't as a state. Yes, Mo Bianconco to Galamse, a war, ye quiet. That man for whom the engine stop war. Do you know one strategy?
I didn't see I can't turn the presidency in our two on the line.
Do you know the strategy? You bet you you suggest 3 days. You baby you be on rapa you mobile. That's all the strategy about me said no.
Wow.
Now Ghana forces. Omo call no fly omo jet was rohonum. Near start to say you spray kwa you how the be raho. Why the be rapa you no?
Obi en raho.
That's yes there be. Yes, a boy acquire home bank. Now, a bushia be according to this book.
It's I don't know to say, yeah, you know, only because we are the taxpayers' money. Near the Ama operation, the Galam stop with a wine. Near Sunday, Bob Hoka. All in the name say, yes, stop it. Galam says, you to stop it.
Okay? Telecommunication. Allah answer Oba. Say digitization betimako yeno. Yes, say low data. Low cost in data. Now we talk data. 100 cities. Any 3 days. NASA. How can you drive that? Ninji na no. Ehun say mo hyehyɛ ha. What you say? Bisa telcos bisa omo. Me say ya mo nyusu RTI no. Mo nyusu. He found omo to omo yi any saying eye den na sa pricing we ever. First na go mo ina to no NCA. Fofofo. The first we take data e check. Ya di nkrofo bia be hyehyem. Enti no NCA Emma 1/3 omo na je 2/3 enti telcos no betimato kitwa bi e wo NCA na fa kese na no akwakoto no ba bi ono soso no be say 3 times the price NCA de be ma enti ho de betua me ne wo na etua e kogu abusuan ba ko account mu na omo ache
tiri modini
I don't know why
wickedness.
So there no. Share. Me say the poor trust Adoye or prophet o. Among for so be na share them no try no the to abontin. And I'm saying nipa a prophet. Listen. The political terrain. How they no the political terrain. I don't want the party African the Japan aba. Na fe Samuel Kudi so Dombo do this so. Now mo the roaring factor aba. Other minor parties in the Kaka, religious and chieftaincy. Until other smaller parties, you know, or more Kasa, you should understand. That's why baby I know Mokasa no go.
I teach you show manum. I know that could be a manitiano. I will come and say, and now when you are power pan, I will Kasa to say, will be our government spokesperson. Hey,
you want to knock on me? Yeah, the cast be
brave. Me say ana who per president ni bia bia na say den what's other ni PR ama government almost so mo say ha
omo say she o say ya don mo ye oh yeah hand over that
e wa ha
kroma ye nyina wo kroma mo hand over o the security for on mo yes on the DJ Ade omuni ani omuni adwene omo hu se obi e pe change change no ombe Daniel bomu a mo angasa ombo hu se okay what say as we make final push for EC registration it is sub ayuwe about 2019 it is important to roll out our final onslaught to ensure that NDC eventually become a fringe party. Whereas we do not expect the electoral commissioner herself to blatantly cripple the NDC, we could deploy the other non-EC functions, such as the need to maintain law and order. So what? Using our people within the security agencies to frustrate NDC supporters from either registering or voting. I know my body, Brad Champon will be the key in this endeavor.
Until no so hard over. Also, I'm a brave, you come say, because one of the done another day, they are handy over. Would you how? We are some come say, Yabem.
Was it before then? We must have a critical evaluation of our strength and weakness in order to be well positioned for the task ahead. Now, the party, or Maboma, that's a party. So. The youth and women's wing of our party remain our weakest link. Every effort must therefore be made to get our national organizer to fill in the gap. Same apply to getting Eslausu to assist the women's wing. Adoye by 2019, 2020 elections. Eslausu Agyapade3 West. No one nam Tolong, no one nam Bolga Central, no one nam Wa, no one nam Babia. And then never has it. We should assist the women's wing. Eti, the writer, the great prophet of our time, said a calculated plan. That's when you say a G2 say it's a fiction there. Now, the greatest. You can say prophet in our time. As I say,
because of more bomb doing they are doing the same thing.
No more catch a grade Japan, more grade Japan, above them. No more can some say Alan, Eba take over. They should try and then bypass him. Young for being free off. Abom. Bibi or Muka book in Ubia, abom. Don't do the American plan anymore.
No kwa fa su tu.
Omo yes e betunu.
Ya tu ne simple na me bra ya mobo. Oh. What ya konwam no wada.
Ya tu no so simple. Hwe. Ma obia emphasize the way endi agro. Me de obia hu say eye book mu na make am free. And I'm not the writer. Ghana nipa bebre ekita sa the way am make am. Eti e be biebiem, ye be ma Ghana fo ho. No mo take a wise decision. Because national cake you know yeji na yedia adenti and I say ye. Now the national situation as regard to the media landscape be babe king can baby actually no one said the nyama essay air kofa be babe king can hey wa kan ade no
oh to ne bo
wa kan ade no.
Now, your projection, manisi pepe say the say.
Eslausu on closure of opposition media. We score Eslausu 70% for her execution of the agenda to close down pro-NDC radio and television stations. Yeah. While we praise her for closing media entities such as Radio XYZ, Capital Radio, Munche FM, and many more, she scores some low marks in the implementation of the strategy. We expected her to leave Radio Gold from the list for obvious tactical reasons. She could have waived their debt like she has done for our friendly stations such as Ask FM in Kumasi. She could have been fired for the avoidable backlash in strategy, but for her long-standing role as Nane's protege.
Hey, but I want
Phase two of media control. Was it there is no doubt that Joy 99.7 FM is and the multimedia group will remain an industry leaders in the communication sphere of the country. While relying on them as a veritable ally, anti-MPP agenda by some of their staff does not pretend well to us. We were left with no choice but to have used our voice, in quote, to threaten Manasseh Azuri Awuni, while his publication on the past inured to our political benefit. He has overstretched himself in his attempt to assume an air of neutrality. He was influential to our historic victory, but his constant attack on government culminating into the militia documentary was most unfortunate. Okay? Oka, some multimedia, omu lead in the airwaves. Our hasi. na adwuma wo mo yeye e de boa MPP mo ba victory no e good na so some of the elements wo mo a o ma kwakoye o ma kwakoye anti government enti no wo mo sheda no mo use boys e de threaten Manase Ajuri ebe mo na zama Manase Ajuri anyane akwankwa South Africa
boy de ho adwa
ni ye ka that time na me hu we me say ebe de na sade we abam enya no kre sa na no kre pa sa na no kre enti se obi na tena ne dem chocho sade we ema no ba out 2019 na after 2020 election sa nyoma we nyina esisi a me say let us look for the person let us look for that person. Oh, me boy, me say DM for that. I'm say or a co-writer. Or a madam for minimum. Now, what hijacking of GBC? Now, the judiciary and governance in Ghana. Yen party court, so that the next 20 years, they can be in control. I don't want to see nominating more people to Supreme Court.
Yeah, no, work you'll be out.
I don't want agenda in here.